Hello, this is the intermediate Pilates YouTube video for February 2021. Okay, so we're standing in parallel with a nice long tall spine. We're going to softly engage our core muscles. We'll start with heel raise, heel lower, lifting towards our big toe as we float up. So we keep the legs parallel while we're working heel raise, avoiding the temptation to roll out towards the little toe. So concentrate on foot placement, keeping it nice and straight. We'll go for two more. And then we'll hold the last one. Now we're going to lower and lift our heels without quite putting them down. So we'll lower 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now we can put them down, release the arms. I'm going to step out this way into a dynamic lunge. Squat. So if we step out and reach, we'll go again, step out and reach. As we squat, we sit back into the heels, maintaining the spine in neutral. We're going for 4 more in this direction before we step out and pulse it in the squat. 3 and 4, this time step out and pulse it. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, step to center. Do the same thing the other opposite way, driving out and in into our parallel squat. Weight back into those heels. 4 more dynamically, step out for 4 and 3. Last 2. Last 1, and then we step out, we pulse it. Press 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Step to center, release the arms down. Now you need some space in front of you. Let's go with dynamic lunge, bicep curl. Right leg leading as we drive it in and out of our lunge. Spine stays nice and tall with your lunge. We've got 4 more. Now we'll do the same thing with our lunge in that we'll hold it. We'll work the inner range with a pulse. Last 2 and last one, we hold it, we pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Release it back, change to the left with a tricep extension. Please remember that when you lunge, you land on your heel and you're trying to keep your knee pretty much directly above your ankle. So we don't want to see knees going forwards over toes like this and heels coming off. Keep that more or less straight line from your knee to your heel, and it will decrease the pressure into your knee joint. Step forward and stay this time for the pulses. Press 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Drive it back, release the arms, stepping out to the side. We're having a sideways lunge this time with that nice dynamic movement out and back. This should give us a nice stretch down through the inner thigh of our straight leg. We're going for 4 more. And 3. Last 2. And last 1. Now if we step out and pulse it, we'll press it. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1, and then we're going to do the lunge the opposite way. So I've just stepped to the opposite end of the mat, driving out and in. Dynamic sideways lunge. 4 more this way, and hopefully you're starting to feel a little bit warmer. 3, 2, last 1. Step out and pulse it this time, pressing 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Release to center, wide leg squat. Change which arm circles in front each time. Knees going out over the toes. And we should get short adductor stretch, so stretch into the tops of the inner thighs on both of the legs. We're going to hold this one in the bent knee position and take the arms out. Stretch it over and back. Going for a set of 6 in one direction. Now, if you do find that your legs start to fatigue, please come up to a straight leg position rather than holding the bent knee. 3 more in this direction. We'll stretch 3 and 2. Last one, and then we change direction. We flex it over laterally, opposite way and back. Opposite way and back. Three more this way. Keep pressing those knees out towards the little toes, making this the last one. Alternate rotations, turning side and centre, opposite side and centre, side and centre, opposite side and centre. For 4 and 3, last 2 and last one. Come to centre, release the arms, step or jump together. Okay, I'm just going to come onto the floor for the next move because it's a really, really difficult one. We're going to set up with foot pedals. And with your foot pedals, all your stability issues that you'd normally have in there, pelvis staying locked on to the rib cage, making sure that you're not wiggling your hips as you're working your foot pedals. Now we're going to add with this one a knee lift, okay? But it's not usually foot pedal to knee lift that we do like this that we're going to add. We are adding a knee lift when we're in the foot pedal position. So it happens like this. We're in foot pedal. We lift the knee, lower the heel, lift the heel and lower the knee, yeah? So it's a knee lift as you're in your heel raise position. I can't do this today. Lower the heel, lower the knee. Lift the knee as you lower the heel, lift the heel as you lower the knee. Lift the knee as you lower the heel, lift the heel as you lower the knee. Lift the knee as you lower the heel, lower the knee as you lift the heel, lift the knee as you lower the heel, lift the heel as you lower the knee. So it's pretty tough to do. In effect, what you're doing is you're doing a single leg, heel lower and heel lift with this movement, as well as practicing staying nice and stable. So it is a tough one for your ankles. You may find, as I did, that you need to hang on to something the first few times that you do this one. So it is okay to go to the wall with it to get something to hold on to until you learn the movement pattern. And then you may find that after a few weeks you can actually bring it away from the wall and you can have a fairly successful attempt at it standing on the floor. If you actually manage to do that standing on your mat, I'm going to be well impressed. We'll make this the last one to each side. Okay, and then we'll just move on to some ankle circles. So we're standing on one leg, opposite legs pointed, we circle for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reverse it 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Flexing and pointing. Push the heel away, point the toes. Push the heel, point the toes. Push the heel, point the toes. Push the heel, point the toes. For 4, 3, 2. Last one, we change legs. Circle. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Reverse it 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Flex and point. Heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe. Try to emphasize the point with the toe, so you do work into the arch and all the muscles that support your arch. Last 2, And last one. And release it down. Wonderful. Okay, we're going to come to the mat and we'll work roll down, roll up. So if you stand to one end of the mat, we'll start with extension. Press your palms together, reach to the ceiling, lean backwards, and then circle the arms, come to neutral standing, roll down, unstacking the spine so you get full spine flexion, and then pelvic tilt, rebuild, roll the shoulders back, bring the palms to center, reach to the ceiling as you extend, circle the arms, come to neutral, and roll down, flexing. You might need to modify the leg line to a soft knee if you've ever managed any issues with sciatic nerve pain, so you don't put stretch into your sciatic nerve. We're rolling up, we're opening the chest, we're pressing palms to the ceiling, extending back, circling, coming to neutral, and rolling down again. Now this time when we get to the end point of our roll down, we'll stay down, we'll walk into plank position, and then what you're going to try to do in your plank position is a scapular retraction. So you squeeze your shoulder blades together and separate them apart. Squeeze them together and separate them apart. Your elbows should stay dead straight, and it will be like your body, your torso, is dropping down between your arms. If you find that this is too difficult for you to do in plank position, please modify to 3/4 plank. So it's not your elbows that you're bending, it's your shoulder blades that you're bringing together and separating apart. We shall do that twice more in whichever position you've chosen to do it. And then from that last one, we'll move it back into down dog, pressing the pelvis high towards the ceiling, head between the arms. Alternate calf stretches, walking through the feet. So you get a nice dynamic stretch, alternating legs each time. Once more to each side. Now press both of the heels down towards the mat, walk the hands towards the feet. Engage the core muscles, rolling up to standing, opening the chest, taking the palms together, extending back, circling the arms. I'm going to roll it down again. Now this time when we get to plank position, we'll move from a high plank to a low plank. And we're going to change the leading arm. So we're in high plank, i.e. extended elbows. We're going to take the right elbow down, followed by the left elbow down. Now we're in low plank. And all the while I want you to maintain neutral spine. Take your right hand onto the mat, followed by your left hand, coming back to high plank. Now we'll reverse that. We'll go down with the left elbow first, followed by the right elbow. And then we'll come back up with the left hand, followed by the right hand. We'll go again, right elbow, right hand, left hand. This can of course be done from a 3/4 position if you prefer. Left elbow, right elbow, left hand, and right hand. We'll hinge back to down dog, pressing the pelvis high. And this time we'll just pause in our down dog. We'll go to 3-legged dog. And just like we did in January's, I would like you to move into and out of your 3-legged dog 6 times on each leg. So let's start with our right leg. We'll extend it for 6, 5, 4. Really get good hip extension. Look for that straight line. 3. From your heel all the way down to your hand, 2 and 1. Changing sides, left leg, extend. Reach it 6. Reach it 5. Reach it 4. And 3. So it's controlled but dynamic. 2. Last 1. Walk hands to feet. Engage the core as you roll to standing, roll the shoulders back, open the chest, extend the spine, palms reach. Arms circle, spine comes to neutral. Okay, we're going to roll down and we're going into dart with side bend. So we unstack on the breath out. Breathe in as we walk forwards, and then we want to end up laying down on our tummy on the mat with our arms by our sides. Glue your legs together, so focus on keeping adducted through your legs. So your heels should touch, your knees should touch. You're really gluing your legs together. Don't let your heels flop out to the side. Keep it strong. Scapular retraction, so you squeeze the shoulder blades. Turn your elbows and your palms in and float up into dart. Side bend to one side. Come back to the centre. Release down to the mat, relaxing the shoulder girdle and shoulder joint. So it's shoulder girdle, shoulder joint, and lumbar spine all come up. We side bend to the left. Return it centre. Release it down. Let's go again. Strong through the legs, keeping them adducted. So you've got a good scapular retraction, a nice external rotation into the shoulder joint with that arm before adding that side bend over. Remember to draw your navel towards your spine so you're lifting the soft tissue of the abdominal wall away from the mat. Side, center, release. Lift and squeeze it. Bend it side, bring it back center, and release. Lift and squeeze it. Bend it side. Come back center and release. Lift and squeeze. Bend it side. Return center and release. We'll go one more time in each direction. Squeeze up to dart. Bend to the side. Return to the center. Release to the mat. Squeeze up to dart. Bend to the side. Return to the center. Release to the mat. We're stretching back into shell. So we're sitting onto the heels, flexing forwards over the thighs with the arms long. If you do need to modify your arm position because you are managing the shoulder issue, you may prefer to tuck your hands down by your heels. But you should really be reaching forwards with long, long arms here. Imagine that there's something just out of your reach and you're trying to get it with your fingertips. One more cycle of breath in and out. And then we're coming up through 4-point kneeling to take a quarter turn into side bend position. Preparation breath in to engage our core muscles. We breathe out and flex over. Breathe in, release down. Breathe out and flex over. Breathe in, release down. Breathe out and flex over. Breathe in, release down. Breathe out and flex over. Breathe in, release down. 2 more this side. Final one. We transition from side bends to seated, and you can work either the advanced version of the hip twist on an extended arm, and if you do work here, remember you're not allowed to bend your elbows like this. They have to stay straight when you lift your legs up and when you circle your legs. So if your elbows are bending when you're doing that, this is the position that you need to work in, okay? So legs are straight and we circle the legs. 1. Reverse circle back. Keep the legs glued together. Maintain activation of your abdominal muscles. The bigger you make your circle with your hip twist, the harder your abdominals will be working. There are 2 more repetitions left to go. And then when we finish this last repetition, we lower the legs down. Now we're going to work the side bends on the opposite side. So set yourself up, top foot in front of bottom, wrist on the knee, engage the core, exhale, reach it over, inhale, release. So we did 8 repetitions on the opposite side. We'll match them on this side, over and release, over and release, 4 more times through. Last 2. And final 1. Transition through to seated and set up for full roll up. Legs are long and we're flexing forwards, and you might need to put a little pad underneath your back. If needed, please pop it into place. Breathe in to engage, breathe out, roll down. Breath in, reach the arms overhead, reach to the ceiling, breathe out, we're rolling up. Breathe in, you're reaching over the toes. We're going down again. Arms over, arms back and up. So we've got whole body integration with our full roll up. Abdominals and hip flexors, working in harmony. To move our body from a seated position to a laying position. Now we will finish lying down on the mat, but I'm going to stay seated to show you what you're going to do with your arms, because it may be a little bit tricky. So we're going to work on an exercise that's now called windows, okay? So we'll be lying on our back, and once we're lying on our back, we're taking our arms into this position, so your fingers will be pointing up towards the ceiling. From fingers pointing to ceiling, we bring it down so our upper arms will be touching the mat or the floor either side of our body. And then we externally rotate the shoulder, and we're trying to make the back of our hands and the back of our forearms touch the floor at that point. We try to keep the arms on the floor as we extend overhead, and then we pull the arms back into the hands above shoulders position, pointing to the ceiling that we were in, okay? So it's W arms, surrender, long overhead, and pull back through. Right. So just lie with your knees bent. Start with your hands above your shoulders. Pull down to W. Try and get your upper arms on the floor, and then keep your upper arms on the floor as you rotate the backs of your hands and your forearms onto the floor at that point. Keep contact with the floor. Arms go to overhead and then pull back through. So it's elbows, rotate forearms, extend overhead and pull back through. Notice if it is difficult for one or both of your arms to actually move through this range of movement. So if you have got adequate stretch in the muscles that attach your arms onto your torso, you should be able to do this exercise without any difficulty at all. And if that's the case, you may find that you actually just want to pop a couple of weights in your hands to make it feel like you're doing something. However, if you do have shortening of the muscles in one or both of the arms that attach your arms onto your torso, you're not going to be able to do this. So you might find that you can't rotate, or you may find that you can rotate, but you can't keep it down as you're going into the extension. We'll make this our last one, and then we'll pull it through. Okay, from here, come to tabletop legs, please. And then with your pelvis and your spine in neutral, we'll do toe dips from tabletop, toe dips from tabletop. Thinking about the contact point between the back of our pelvis and the mat, that should stay exactly the same, and our abdominals should stay nice and flat when we do toe dips. The incorrect way to do toe dips is like this, where you bend your knee to put your toe down onto the floor. That takes absolutely no effort at all, and that's our very, very efficient bodies want to do it that way, okay? So if you've just noticed that you're doing it that way, fix it, move from your hip, don't move from your knee joint. If you're finding this is relatively easy, you can always dip a little bit further away. So you purposefully extend your knee to dip your foot down further away from your bottom. It lengthens the lever and it makes everything that you're doing that little bit tougher. And you can also, if you wish to, do double toe dips from tabletop. Hard bits there, so don't rush through that bit. You might go up, down and up. We don't want to see that. We want to see down, floating before lifting up. We'll make these our last two and then our last one. We hold tabletop and bring the hands to the outside of the knees, keeping our head on the floor for the double leg stretch. On the breath out, extend the legs and the arms away. On the breath in, return. Arms can circle if you've got enough space. Exhale, reach. Inhale, return. Exhale, reach. Inhale, return. Now, if you don't have enough space for arm circle, go straight arm over, straight arm back. Exhale, reach. Inhale, return. Exhale, reach. Inhale, return. Exhale, reach. Inhale, return. And last one. Exhale, reach. Inhale, return. Release it down. Feet to the floor, arms to the mat. Roll into bridge. And roll out to bridge. Let's go again. Breath out. Roll in. Breath in, roll out. Work your spine articulation. Concentrate on keeping 3-point balance through your feet. That should help you to maintain your legs in parallel as you move yourself into and out of your bridge. We're just limbering up our spine. Now we're going to make our buttocks work fairly hard in a moment by holding the bridge. And when we hold the bridge, we'll do some dynamic hamstring stretches. So we roll up into bridge, we stay there. Don't lose any height. Bring your right leg through tabletop to extension. Sweep 3, 2, 1, release. Left leg, tabletop extend. Sweep 3, 2, 1, release. Rolling out of bridge, weight even between both of our legs as we articulate down. We'll roll up again and we'll change our leading leg. Going with our left leg this time once you're at bridge. Tabletop extend. Sweep 3, 2, 1. Tabletop release. Right leg, tabletop extend. Sweep 3, 2, 1. Tabletop release. Weight even, articulate down. Engage the core, rolling up again. Returning to right leg, leading the dynamic stretch. Tabletop extend, sweep 3, 2, 1. Tabletop release. Left leg, tabletop extend, sweep 3, 2, 1. Tabletop release. Weight even between both legs. Articulate down. One more time through. Articulate up. Hold the bridge. Left leg. Tabletop extend. Sweep 3, 2, 1. Tabletop release. Right leg. Tabletop extend. Sweep 3, 2, 1. Tabletop release. Weight even both legs. Roll it down. Lengthening from our bridge to our full body stretch. Extending. And then we're going to work the teaser. So level 1 teaser, you're keeping your feet on the floor. You reach to the ceiling. Roll up to seated. Reach to the ears and then roll down to the mat. Level 2 teaser, you'll bring one leg with you. Reach into the ceiling, lifting the head until you can see the foot. To lift it, reach to the ears, roll down to the mat. I'll do that with the opposite leg as well, just so I'm balanced. Reach, lift the head, wait for that nice long line. Lift the leg, reach to the ears and roll down. And then level 3, both legs. Reach, lift and look, bring them with you. Challenge your balance as you move those arms towards your ears. Roll yourself down. Reach the arms, lift the head, look for your feet. Lift them when you can see them. Reach to the ears. Roll it down. Let's go for 2 more. Reach, lift and look. Bring the legs with you. Reach to the ears. Hold your balance. roll it down. Last time, float those arms, lift your head, look for the feet, bring them with you. Arms reach to the ears, and then we're going to roll down, and we'll be moving into roll over as our next exercise. Check you've got adequate space over your head. Raise the legs. Legs are glued together, and we're articulating our pelvis and our spine off the mat to bring the legs parallel to the floor over our head. Now in that position, feet go to shoulder width, we flex, and we roll down. Pelvis gets to the mat, we point the toes, glue the legs together, we go over again. When we get overhead, feet go to shoulder width, we flex, you're pushing the heels away, we roll down. Point the toes, glue the legs together, articulate pelvis and spine to roll over. Shoulder width, flex and roll down. Now if rollover's not your thing, remember that this is a pelvic tilt movement pattern. It's a bridge movement pattern. So you can work bridges or pelvic tilts instead of this. Now we're going to challenge our coordination by changing the leg line. Keep the legs at V and point the toes, roll over. When you get to overhead, glue the legs together, flex the feet, roll down. Once you're down, point the toes, take the legs to V, roll over. When you get to the overhead position, glue the legs together, flex the feet, roll down. We're doing two more. Point, V, roll it over. Adduct, flex, roll it down. Last time, point, V, roll it over. Adduct, flex, and roll down. Little bit of momentum, bob up to seated, and we're going to roll it out with the open leg rocker. Let's work at prep level. Remember that you have your knees apart when you're doing the open leg rocker, okay? You want your knees about shoulder width apart. So it's a pelvic tilt, which is our movement pattern. It should just power us over onto our shoulder blades, and then we find balance as we come up. Pelvic tilt. Shoulder blades and return. Of course, if you want to work your full open leg rocker, you can extend your legs at the knee, hold on to your ankles. I'm not quite there, ready for that level just yet. I've not practiced it enough recently. But you might find that that is absolutely the right level for you. If it is, please work there. We'll make this our last time through. And then on our return to seated, we'll stretch it out with the saw. So we come to a straddle leg position, nice and wide, arms are extended. Rotate, roll down. Reach it, 3, 2, 1. Roll up, return, rotate. Hand opposite foot, little finger to little toe. Roll down, 3, 2, 1. Roll up, return, rotate. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. Inhale up. Exhale, roll down. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, roll up. Roll it down. And up. Roll down. And up. Final time in each direction. Coming back to centre, releasing those arms. Moving onto one side. Working in a long line. We'll do side lying leg lift series. So breathing in to engage our core, top leg, point the toe, lift, flex, lower, point, lift, flex, lower, point, lift, flex, lower, point, lift, flex and lower. 4 more, point, lift, flex and lower. Make sure that when you lower the leg, you don't just let it crash down onto the leg underneath it. You're keeping the muscles around the hip active. Level 2, point the toe, lift the leg, and then from the hips, circle 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Circle back. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Leg goes down, staggered leg lift. Now notice where your legs and your feet touch now. You're going to create that in the air. So we raise the top leg, squeeze the bottom leg up to touch it, lower them both. Top leg, bottom leg, lower. 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 For 2 more. And last one. And then it's double legs. So we keep the legs glued together. Raise it, lower it. Raise it, lower it. Raise it, lower it. Raise and lower. We've got 4 more here before we add the upper body lateral flexion. So we're going to be lifting our legs and our head and shoulders at the same time. Raising up, releasing down. Raising up, releasing down. Now the space underneath the armpits is important. So the higher up you get and the more space you get away from the mat, the more unstable you're going to be and the harder your core muscles will work. We've got 4 left to go. Raising, 4. Ensure you do not lose your leg connection. 3, 2, and last one. Well done. Bend the knees, stretch the thigh. Knee comes back as far as you need it to get a good stretch into the front of the thigh. Now we'll be moving onto our back to work the 1 leg circle next. So releasing your foot, turn yourself over. 1 leg length into the mat, 1 leg length into the ceiling. Open the chest, press the shoulders back and down. Circle 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Reverse it. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Switching legs. We extend the opposite leg. Circle 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Reverse it. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Release it. Rolling onto your opposite side, we'll work our side lying leg lift series again. So starting with level 1, it's the top leg. Point, lift, flex, lower. Point, lift, flex, lower. Point, lift, flex, lower. Point, lift, flex and lower. 4 more. Point, lift, flex and lower. 3 more. Point, lift, flex and lower. Point, lift, flex and lower. Last one. Point, lift, flex and lower. Circles. Point the toe, lift the leg from the hip. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Reverse it. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Release it. Staggered legs. Lift. Top leg, bottom leg, lower them together. 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 We've got 4 more. Now you'll feel the extra load into your core muscles when you lift your bottom leg up. Last 2. Top, bottom, lower together. And last one, top leg, bottom leg. Now both legs at the same time. Raise 8 and 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. We'll move to level 5, both ends of the body simultaneously, head and heels, 1, and lower. Lift 2, and lower. Lift 3, and lower. Lift 4, and lower. Lift 5, exhale 6, 7, last one for 8. Release it down and stretch your thigh. Holding that heel as close as you can towards your bottom knee, as far back as you can tolerate. Pelvis can be in posterior tilt if you want a little bit extra from your stretch. We're going to release the leg and go onto our tummy, where we'll work some cobras. Position your legs a little bit wider. Use the edges of the mat as a guide and your hands just in front of your shoulders. Taking a breath in, engage your core. On the breath out, move from the top of your spine in sequence towards the bottom to extend the spine. Breath in, we reverse, releasing it down. Exhale. So cobra is a passive movement, and that means we're pressing with our arms. And we're taking our spine into extension. We will get to a degree of extension that our spine wouldn't be able, the muscles in our spine wouldn't be able to take us to if we weren't pushing with our arms. We'll make this our last 2 repetitions, moving into our extension, moving out of it, and then the final one, moving in and moving out. We bring the feet together, we sit back into our shell stretch. You can push up if you wish to, either via a 3/4 or via a full plank position. So bottom onto the heels, flex forwards, over your thighs, arms reaching. In shell, your pelvis is your fixed point and you're trying to stretch your hands as far away from your pelvis as you can. So if you do keep your bottom glued onto your heels, you're doing beautifully with this one. Walking to side stretch, head stays between the arms. We go to the point where we've definitely got a lovely long stretch down one side. It may feel slightly uncomfortable. Stay with it, breathe into it, use the out breath to blow the tension away. One more cycle of breath in and out. And then walk your hands around in the opposite direction, head staying between the arms. Find the point on this side where it's slightly uncomfortable to stay. Breathe into it as you hold it. Try to encourage the muscles to relax as you're breathing out. Last cycle of breath in and out. And walk hands to center. Come up to 4-point kneeling. Extend the spine, bottom into the air. Tuck the toes, lift the knees. Stabilize the shoulder girdle down the back and push yourself back into down dog. Keep pressing the pelvis high towards the ceiling. Extend the right leg into 3-legged dog. Now compress that right thigh underneath your chest. Move your weight forwards over your hands and then extend the knee to get that foot between the hands. Come up into hip stretch. Layering in triceps, right arm back with the hand in between the shoulder blades and the elbow, pushing back into the stretch. Releasing the arm, taking the hands down, we step back into down dog again. Keep pressing the pelvis high, pushing the head between the arms. Changing to the left leg, we extend up, 3-legged dog. Go for that lovely straight line. Now compress that thigh right underneath the body, start to sway forwards and then extend the knee to step forwards. Come up to balance. Left arm this time, in between the shoulder blades. Stretching triceps on the left hand at the same time that you stretch your hip flexors on your right. Arm releasing, we'll take the hands back down, we'll step it back, down dog. Alternate calves as we walk through the feet, pressing the heel down towards the mat to feel that dynamic stretch into the calf. Once more to each leg, and then press both of the heels down. Bring the hands along the mat towards the feet. Roll the spine up to standing, restacking, rebuilding, and then once we've got to our standing position, we'll soften the knees and extend a leg. Lean forwards to stretch the hamstrings and try to keep your spine neutral. Slide that leg back in and extend the opposite one. Bottom goes up into the air to make that stretch a little bit more pronounced down the hamstring. Slide it back in, drive to standing, roll the shoulders back, open the chest, rise, balls of the feet to finish and hold it. Great balance, release it. Well done, I hope you've enjoyed that. Practice that until the next instalment in March, well done.